comeback game in the history of Champions League. I think can never ever count Barcelona out.
I mean, the coach is good. The boys are impressed with him. The boys are playing well within the new coach. And you talk about the Barcelona. I mean, a huge respect to the club Barcelona. Barcelona and Bayern, if I talk about in terms of their legacy and the internal relations, both the clubs, the management, they have good relations.
If you remember your captain and the world's best goalkeeper at the time, Manuel Neuer, a few years ago in the UCL, he gave a statement saying that Messi will be shown who the boss really is that night on the pitch. And we saw Messi give Boateng, Benacia, and Neuer the dance of their lives. I know Robert Lewandowski now skips off. I hope Messi does something in this match which makes all the Bayern players dance as if they are in a TikTok show.
To go back 2 years before also and look at the score line that was there in the Champions League and the 7-0. And people say in our club, I mean, you ask me, people say in our club, Messi did not play in the second day, he definitely
I know it was a very, very sorry day for Barca fans, but the 7-0 which happened, I just like to remind you that our backline wasn't that great. We were in a sort of transition of sorts. Messi didn't play. We all know the difference Messi makes. We've got someone which no one else has. We have the greatest of all time. We've got Lionel Messi.
We do have huge respect for Lionel Messi, I mean, he's great. But we are not afraid of any goals or any kind of that sort of. We are well prepared. We do have our German artillery prepared with us. Don't worry, let the Messi come. I would say Lewandowski is well prepared to take on Barcelona. He is leader. He has scored the most goals, 13 goals in Champions League right now. He has scored the most goals in number of competitive matches, international matches across the world this year. Is unstoppable right now. What's your prediction for game?
I usually don't do this because predictions don't always favor me, but as always, this time Barca, I believe in my team. 2-all, extra time, and then Rakitic or Griezmann scores the winner for Barcelona.
Okay. I would say I'm getting the thinking from within the heart. It would be 3-1. 3-1 would be Bayern.
For Barcelona.
And you can think whatever you can, but 3-1 for Bayern. Lewandowski and Gnabry would be the winner. I wish you good luck for the match. You play well, but you don't win. And yeah, good luck. Yes and Mia.
Let's start Barca. So nice talking to you, Rohit. See you. Hope you have a great week.
I think we found two of the most civil fans. That was very nice behavior with one another. That's how we should respect each other when it comes to supporting our teams. And actually, you had some experience with their fans. Do you think the Barcelona fans slightly more nervous?
Obviously, they'll be thinking they've got every chance in the world. We keep talking about Lionel Messi, but you can't ignore him. If he turns up and plays to his full potential, then he can win games on his own. But I just think the current form of Bayern Munich, if I was a Barcelona fan, I would definitely be a little bit nervous. It's a big night. Let's just hope that it's a nice, entertaining game. Let's hope it's not too cagey, too tactical, because obviously there's a lot at stake. But with it being the one-legged format, normally they're good, exciting games. But for me, Barcelona would definitely be twitching in their shoes.
Lot at stake and lot to talk about as well. On the other side, we focus on the German champions. They have the double already this season. Can they make it to the semi-finals and eventually to a treble?
Age. pitch was hot on Lage's heel.
What happened?
Welcome back. Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. We will be talking about Bayern Munich right now. The mighty Germans becoming only the 7th team to win all 6 of the group stage matches as well. Victorious in all matches in the UEFA Champions League thus far. Not good news for Barcelona fans. And they seem like a well-oiled machine under Hansi Flick, doing pretty well for themselves, scoring a lot of goals as well. Let's take a look at the personnel that start this match for the Bavarian Giants. Of course, Neuer in goal, as we were reminded by the Barcelona fan about words he should choose not to say. 4 at the back, 2 in midfield. Thiago, of course, the main man there, and then 3 and Lewandowski as well. Ashley, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just obviously the same team that played Chelsea. Fantastic performance, but I didn't expect them to change too much. Obviously, for me, Kimmich at right back can do a job there, but he's much better in midfield. Fantastic on the ball. He likes to drop between those centre halves when they play up from the back. So that's a little bit of a different, obviously not different from Chelsea game, but what they've been doing week in, week out. But still, plenty of flexibility with the 4 attackers, if you like, dropping into different holes. They always have a threat, and obviously Davis at left back is an absolute flying machine.
He is. He is dubbed the road runner by his teammates as well, and he was born in a refugee camp, and what a success story Alphonso Davies has been.
There was no letting up from Bayern in the return match as the Bavarians cruised past Chelsea to set up a glamour quarter-final with Barcelona. It will be the club's first meeting since the 2015 semi-final, when Lionel Messi famously inspired Barca to victory. 5 years on, and Messi will now come up against a defender 14 years his junior, who always dreamed of marking his idol.
Actually, my mom called it and that hop on the phone and be like, so you're playing against your favorite player, I see you. Yeah. I mean, so we both started laughing on the phone, and honestly, we couldn't believe it because he knows, I looked up to Messi when I was younger, and not playing against him was really nice. For me, it's just playing my game, changing nothing on my side, and just hopefully do my best against him.
Well, he said good things about Messi, of course, but that's not been the case when it came to Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. He said if Messi plays on his side, that is Davis' side, Alfonso will take care of him. He hasn't really been outpaced or dribbled past this season. And Joffre, the last time someone from Bayern Munich challenged Messi, we all know what the outcome was, and of course, Boateng doesn't want to be reminded of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, Rummenigge was correct, true, but as you said, Messi lost that kind of awkward face again, and yeah, I get that in the left back because he's probably starting in the back, but it's one more attacking player. But of course, then Messi, we know that he loves to start on the right, coming in from the right side. Boateng knows perfectly. So I guess that for today, Barcelona is looking at hole to try to attack the German defense.
Let's talk about Alphonso Davies. This is a guy who started as a winger, then was told to play left back, or rather the full back actually. And what about his game is so effective in that position, according to you?
Well, it's obviously his pace. He's a fantastic defender. We see his recovery there. His top speed is right up there with the best. 19 years of age, but it's just his athleticism, his power. Obviously, the way he expands as well in attack. But for me, he can leave Bayern Munich exposed a little bit because he does get forward and he is expansive. What we've seen from those trips there, his recovery is better than anything. And he does get himself back. You see here, he's on the move. Obviously, he leaves Bayern Munich with two at the back. He likes to get forward. And he's almost like a left winger at times. Pace, his direct play. Yes, he does lose the ball and he has a long way to get back, which at times you see the space here that Chelsea tried to exploit. They weren't great in possession, Chelsea. They didn't exploit that occasion, but you have to fear tonight. If Davies is doing this kind of runs and there is a turnover of possession, if that ball there pops to Lionel Messi and he gets himself turned at the Bayern Munich back two at times, because obviously Davies has just gone up, then there could be big problems. We all know the way that Lionel Messi likes to combine with Suarez, and you can exploit this at times. Tonight you see him just from his position. He's high up on the left-hand side. He's almost, like I've said before, like a left winger. Loves to get forward, loves to get crosses in box. But again, turnover of possession. This time it's lost Barkley. And there is opportunities for Barca to exploit. And again, rather than repeat himself, Suarez, Messi can really exploit that. So there is, it's not a foregone conclusion that Bayern will win this game, knowing the expansive play of Davies.
Alright, let's talk about who will come into play if Alphonso Davies loses possession or is out of position up front. Thiago, the man who's been very well credited for what Bayern has done this season. Jofra, according to you, is he one of the most important cogs in that Bayern deal?
Yes, because as you said, in the midfield, sharing the space with Goretzka, he's very creative. He's all the time trying to go one step in front, so his controls are always facing to attack. He's always thinking on magical passes. So I guess probably with Kimmich in the middle, the Bayern is more protected, but with Thiago, you are facing. He's good in transition too, because he's not a very fast player, but he's fast enough. But probably in terms of creation and creative ideas, Bayern is winning a little bit.
Those are his numbers, of course. Apart from Bayern fan, maybe a few Liverpool fans will be interested in those numbers and the game tonight as well. Thiago, what a man he has been for Bayern Munich
Barcelona
when he plays
versus
well,
Bayern Munich.
plays as well. We're taking a look at Bayern Munich, and it's not just these two positions that we've spoken about. We spoke about left full back, we spoke about Thiago in midfield, but we mentioned this before, and a lot of fans believe this as well, Ashley, that this is a complete team, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. We've mentioned Thiago there. They've just got so many good players that can handle the ball. Alba at left centre back is a magnificent footballer on the ball as well. And I think the secret of it is that the midfield rotations, they always seem to have an option, someone to get on the ball and turn and play that forward pass like we see Thiago do there. And the front four, if Muller's in the hole, sometimes Lewandowski will drop and Muller will make forward runs in behind. Yes, Gnabry on the right hand side or sometimes the left, just finding pockets of space. And it's just that complete rotation across the midfield and the front four, if you like, that makes them really strong and effective.
And they produced the magic of making Alaba one of the best centre-backs in the world as well. Time for a break here. On the other side, we focus on the Spanish Giants and their quest for redemption.
वे एक बार फिर नया वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे। दर्शकों में टेंशन का माहौल, प्रतियोगियों द्वारा बेहतरीन बॉडी लैंग्वेज और यकीन नहीं होता कि इन्होंने
आजकल बच्चों का भारी बैग उठाना वेट लिफ्टिंग से कम नहीं, इसलिए इन्हें चाहिए स्पोर्ट्समैन वाला प्रोटीन यानी अमूल पनीर, जिसमें है खुले पनीर के मुकाबले ज्यादा दूध, ज्यादा पावर प्रोटीन।
Live cricketing action is heating up on Sony Sports Network as England takes on Pakistan. The party doesn't seem to be stopping. Can Ruth stand tall against Abba's fiery swing? Or will Babar steer his side against Archer's pace? Join the frenzy because the party has just started. Pakistan Worthington, second test tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Live on Sony 6.
Welcome back. We have the UEFA Europa League fixtures, the semi-finals coming your way Monday. As you can see, Sevilla versus Manchester United. The following night, it's Inter Milan versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Do tune in for those matches as well. The same format as the UEFA Champions League single-leg knockouts now on. Let's talk about this match tonight. Importantly, we're going to talk about all the outfield players as well. But two players who have been on top of their game have been the goalkeepers as well. We're talking about Ter Stegen and Manuel Neuer, who occasionally fight for the same spot in the German team as well. And Jofra, would you be biased if you picked this man?
Yeah, actually, Ter Stegen probably now is I'm going to say the most, the biggest players in terms of market for the future, and only Neuer is stopping that rise and stopping that evolution. But yeah, of course, if you have Neuer in the national team, it's not easy for the coach. But yeah, Ter Stegen is one of the biggest. For me, is the best, but still is young. So let's see about decisions about the evolution. But he's thinking on leaving Barcelona, and we are very afraid of that too. Yeah.
Here are the numbers, not just in terms of the numbers are these guys competing. Of course, they had a few interesting words, mainly from Neuer about Ter Stegen. 20 clean sheets for Neuer and 17 for Ter Stegen. And actually, I mean, you're the unbiased opinion here. If you had to pick one in your team to make a save, which one would you pick?
I think you'd probably just give a nod to Neuer. I know Ter Stegen's a fantastic goalkeeper, but for me, goalkeeping's all about mistakes, and the older you get as a goalkeeper, the more reliable you become. And for me, I'd just give him therefore fantastic. He's splitting hairs, trying to pick what for. Just with him being a little bit older, a bit more experience, I'd go for Neuer.
He's also kind of redefined that position, hasn't he, Jofra? I'm talking about Manuel Neuer. It's almost like what we see with Edison now as well, where they claim that they can play midfield too.
Yeah. But both, I think that that German school in terms of on coaches, starting with Neuer, as they said, is probably the first and the best one. But Ter Stegen, here in Barcelona, we are expecting him to play here in the midfield too, because his passes are better than most of the rest of the players too. Yeah.
That's a nice one. Well, Ter Stegen, of course, if you think about the conventional shot blocker, you might think of Ter Stegen, and of course he starts for Barcelona as well. We mentioned at the start of the show the interesting point here is the missing of Griezmann from the starting lineup as well. That is Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, 28 years old, and like I mentioned, he has that competition with the player who's playing in his position in the opposite side tonight as well. Of course, Barcelona will be hoping that they don't rely on the goalkeeper too can do enough to trouble the German opposition. Four at the back, Alba, of course, long lane, PK in defense, then Vidal and Busquets return for this one, Frankie de Jong as well in midfield, and Sergio Roberto up there with Messi in the center. It looks like now they could tweak it, Joffrey, couldn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I'm expecting, as I said, it's very intriguing and we'll see, but I'm expecting more Sergio Roberto in the diamond, in the right in the diamond, and Arturo Vidal, the throw, as they play against Napoli, and this diamond with Roberto and De Jong on the wings, not wings, but put us in the sides, and Arturo Vidal is giving a lot of energy and power in that midfield, touching a lot the area, but defending a lot in the midfield.
Ash, when we heard that comment from Rummenigge about Messi being taken care of by Alphonso Davies, you would think they would throw that challenge up to Alphonso Davies, wouldn't you? Are you a little surprised with Sergio Roberto where he is?
Yeah, I think obviously, the cautious of Bayern Munich's, attacking rotations, if you like. So I think it looks like they may be more like a 4-4-2 at times. They'll drop into that 4-4-2 diamond with Vidal trying to support Messi and Suarez. You don't want Lionel Messi playing on the right hand side for me against Davies. Messi does not defend. He's not going to go chasing Davies back towards his own goal. So they've had to tweak the system to suit Lionel Messi, looking at the capabilities of Bayern. So it looks like we've mentioned, it will be Roberto on the right hand side, but Messi will still be influential. They'll still find those pockets of space. They'll still get on the ball and try and influence this game. But there's a little bit of caution there with the selection, you would think.
Now, when we talk about Bayern Munich, of course, we talk about the change in tactics. They changed coach midway through the season as well. And there was a talk about more intensity, about a higher press, pressing higher up the field as well. Joffrey, do you think Barcelona are looking at that and thinking, we can try and take advantage of this? Chelsea tried it, they weren't as successful.
Yeah, and I think Barcelona are very afraid of that. Barcelona is not now a team who can Barcelona planning always facing the matches with very, very slow matches with nothing happening and taking Messi as a chance to create something. So that's why I think today this midfield with De Jong, with Sergio Roberto and Vidal, with a lot of power and legs to run because they're going to need that.
And in that midfield, when we look at the players there, and Barcelona has some great players, and we look at that team, Ashley, a lot of that team, and we spoke about the last time these two teams met as well, they've been there for quite some time as well, haven't they? A lot of these players nearing their 30s now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they've been fairly consistent over the last few years, and they've brought these players through. You look at that clip, say, Boateng has been there, even since the last time. Go back to 2013 when we see those clips of those games with Bayern Munich and Barca last time, Boateng was there. So they do have players that have been at that club quite a while. They have, brought up with this philosophy, this Bayern Munich philosophy, and they understand it because they've been at that club that long, and that gives them a bit of stability. Yes, tweaks here and there. So it's be interesting to see how they adapt themselves tonight. But for me, when we look back at those clips, and Bayern Munich do play this aggressive high line. And that may be something else that Barcelona may have looked at to try and exploit with Suarez maybe running behind.
Now, one player who we will talk about who's not starting, and we've already touched upon him in terms of why you don't see him starting. But Griezmann, Joffrey, was brought in with a lot of fanfare for a lot of money as well, and quite a smashing weekly salary as well. You don't pay that amount of money to have a player on the bench, do you?
No, and have a player out of his position where he is playing most of the season because he's playing the left wing and he's a striker or a second striker. And I think that's why he's not performing well and that's why he's not in the 11. But his numbers are not bad, not for a player with that salary, as you said, but today probably the plan is let's see if we can at the beginning stop the pass and the ball of the German team, and then with Dembele and Griezmann, the plan is different the second half, I guess.
Those are his numbers: 47 matches, 15 goals and 4 assists. But like I said, Joffrey said, those aren't bad numbers to us to speak. But actually, I was a little surprised. I didn't know how much this man gets paid per week. It's got close to £800,000. Doesn't that blow your mind that they have a player like that who they choose not to start?
Yeah, I mean, only a couple of pounds more than you. Well, I think for me, you look at players like, yes, he's a fantastic player, but, you know, if it was, can he play in the same team as Messi? They're both very similar. Like to play that number 10 role, if you like, drifting from wide and find those pockets of space. So I'm not sure if it was a great signing, and that's the reason why his numbers are nowhere near what he can produce. You know, if Lionel Messi wasn't in that team, the reason would probably be into, 30, 35 goals, and when they're both in the same side, did you need Griezmann with Messi there? For me, no, and that's the reason why he's not been that consistent, and his numbers aren't as high as what they would be normally.
Now, Barcelona obviously have always tried to replace Neymar, having managed it. Rahul Shukla says we playing three athletic midfielders like De Jong, Roberto, and Vidal can help in controlling the midfield and also stop Bayern counter-attacks. Oh, the gentlemen have already mentioned it. Actually, you think that's the thought process again?
Yeah, it's obviously, he's got more solid. Vidal obviously can play forward and get forward, but he's more of a destroyer, if you like. He's competitive, he's aggressive, he likes to get his tackles in, and they definitely look to find him inside. I think we need to be a little bit more solid. You look at Paris Saint-Germain the other night, and they played solid midfielders and just go on Neymar, go win us the game. That's kind of Barcelona's plan tonight. Let's be solid, let's be competitive, and let's hope that Lionel Messi and Suarez can win us the game and we don't concede.
And of course, they'll be hoping that Messi isn't wearing the same scoring shoes as Neymar from that night as well. Time for a short break. Here on our show on the other side, we talk about the main men in terms of the goals, the battle of excellence versus the footballing magic.
Yeah, on Sony 10-1.
और हिंदी में सोनी 10 पे
तेरे प्यार से है बनता इंडिया का खाना माँ का प्यार टेस्ट पसंदा सीख के जरा सिखा के खिलाना माँ का प्यार टेस्ट पसंदा माँ के हाथों का प्यार यही तो
One of the greatest of all time, Daniel Cormier. This fights for legacy. This fights for everything. All of that one is one of the greatest fighters of all time. I have to win this fight. And still, this is the fight that settles it all.
Excellence versus magic, but both these gentlemen perfectly capable of producing each of those two things as well. We talk about Lionel Messi, the La Liga top scorer for the 7th time. We talk about Robert Lewandowski. For the 5th time in the Bundesliga, he ends up as the top scorer. Both these men in tremendous form and quite some time as well. Dr. Matthew continues to stay with me, and now from Benfica, I'm joined by Adriano Del Monte as well. Welcome, Adriano, and your first thoughts on what we just mentioned, excellence versus magic.
Going to be exactly that, is that I'm very lucky to be inside this stadium to see a match that could very well be a Champions League final in another season. Two of the best teams in world football. Players are just warming up on the other side of my camera. They're looking very excited and ready to go. And I can tell you the buzz in Lisbon today has been the biggest buzz compared to all of the games thus far. There were a number of Barcelona fans actually outside the stadium, which we haven't seen to this point, trying to get a glimpse of their stars. But it's going to be a wonderful night, an exceptional 90, maybe 120 minutes, and can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Right, Jofra, when we talk about these two men who everyone's almost expecting for goals in this match as well, what is it that keeps them going for so long? You've seen them in close quarters, you've seen some massive players at Barcelona, Lewandowski and Messi. What is it about them that keeps them at the top of the game so much?
Well, I think that the difference in between them that Lewandowski is playing many minutes, not facing the ball, and still like that he's scoring a lot because Messi is, like a midfielder, attacking midfielder. He's always receiving to give the key pass to finish. But Lewandowski is playing a lot of with stoppers in his back, giving the first touch to the people who is coming in the to attack, in the face. So he's an extraordinary player. A lot we commented in the last show, playing a lot for the team, defending, not only scoring but assisting too. We'll see today is a big battle between two extraordinary players.
Now, Adrian, I'm going to ask you this because the last time around when Messi was obviously playing, he had that little bit of a battle with Emilio Koulibaly. Does he look alright? Is the news around completely positive about him in terms of fitness?
Well, everyone's eyes here in the stadium are fully fixed on Lionel Messi. He's moving well. He looks fresh, as I said, and it's the excitement and the buzz in the air, no doubt. But Messi, he's running freely. He's been participating in the warm-up as you'd expect, and obviously they're ready to go. They've had their rest after that night with Lille. They're looking to put in an even better performance here against Bayern Munich.
And again, Barcelona fans will say that we have Lionel Messi. And in the last match as well, John, I know you were a little nervous, but then when you have this gentleman who can basically score a goal while he's lying down on the football pitch, you really should be more confident.
Yeah. We are very worried about his feelings today because, as you said, the knock was not too low and was not nothing. But today is not a day to save nothing. And as much as Messi can walk, we need him. So I think that the second half he was playing perfectly. So I guess play is ready for the game.
And there we see 31 goals, 26 assists in 43 matches. And Napoli tried to make him fall, they tried to foul him. And like I said, Adriano, what a sight it must be to see him score probably one of the best goals when a footballer is lying down.
Yes, he's capable of anything, isn't he? So surprising for some, not so surprising for he, but he'll have to take it up a notch again, as I said. This Bayern Munich side, with full respect to Napoli, are a class or two above, and Bayern Munich on an 18-game winning streak across all competitions. They haven't tasted defeat since December. They're at the top of their game. They have some new players that have come in, really filling some nice roles into this club. They've got Lewandowski, who's been scoring for fun all season with 53 goals. And Thomas Muller with 21 assists in the Bundesliga season, which is a record. They're just so many strengths in this Bayern Munich side, and reason to believe that they are more than capable of eliminating Messi at Barcelona tonight. But of course, when Lionel Messi is on the pitch, anything can happen. And irrespective of Bayern's dominance recently, Barcelona have every chance of eliminating Bayern and of course going through to another semi-final.
53 goals, you spoke about that. And as we take a look at this statistic, 31 for Lionel Messi, which is great. No one's going to question that. But 53 goals for Lewandowski, that's just staggering, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the number of assists too. But he's for me at this age is the best striker in the world. And the main point is that it's not one season. It's in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons probably is performing great. And Messi is with 31 is not a bad number. Of course, it is a great number. He's the top scorer in the Real. For Messi, it's not so. See, at this part of the season, Messi usually is with 40 or near 50. So it's not his best year in terms of goals, but his assistant year is, I think, is in 26, 27, I guess.
And as we take a look at Robert Lewandowski warming up over there, raring to go in this match. Adriano, what's the buzz there in Portugal? I mean, a lot of people around the world are obviously saying Barcelona are the underdogs. Is that what's going on there as well?
Look, it is, but obviously there is great support for Barcelona everywhere around the world, equally here in Lisbon. I mentioned earlier that there have been more fans for Barcelona in the streets today than fans I've seen for any other club. Obviously not the same level of fans that we would see if this was a normal Champions League season, but nevertheless there are a number of Barca fans, and the police presence outside the stadium was actually enhanced given how many Barca fans were trying to get a glimpse of, obviously, Lionel Messi and his teammates. But again, the buzz is there. Barcelona know how important this match. They haven't been in a Champions League final since 2015. Of course, that season they defeated Bayern Munich 5-3 over a two-legged tie to make it. That was the last time these two met. So it's going to be another classic. I've got no doubt about that. I'm really excited to see all these stars on the show next night.
Jofra, in terms of Barcelona fans maybe being a little more optimistic after that Napoli game, it holds true because of the performance Barcelona put in. But how much pressure do you think is on Lionel Messi yet again? Because last time around, of course, there was a nightmare in the UEFA Champions League. How much pressure is he under now?
Yeah, a lot. Actually, he's on the season starting with, the title that we are, everybody in Barcelona is dreaming on. And he too. I think he's the fourth season without the champions. It's the first time he didn't win the champions. With four in 14 years. So every 3 years at least he will win champion, and now it's four. It's going to be five if he didn't win. If he won't win the champion, so he's dreaming a lot on the title. He needs the title, and we need two. So it's a lot of pressure on him. But I can't that Messi. That pressure is nothing that he can stop him.
All right, and Adriano, what are your thoughts about Bayern Munich there on the ground? What is the feeling that you're getting about this team?
They're excited, they're confident, they've won 8 straight in the Champions League, and they're looking to become the first ever to win their first ever 9 games of a Champions League campaign. They're record breakers, reason to believe. They can beat anyone on their day. They believe they're the best team in the world at the moment, and that will help them have mentality going into the match against Lionel Messi.
Adriano, I know you won't be joining us after this break, so I'm going to take a scoreline prediction here quickly.
Unfortunately for Barcelona fans, I've got fine 3-1 win, but I'm expecting a very tough split.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Of course, before we go into the break, just a friendly reminder that this is the match that everyone would have loved if it would have been the final of the UEFA Champions League. Bayern Munich, in their 250th UEFA Champions League match, would be looking to upset Barcelona fans and Lionel Messi as well. Our final thoughts on this match on the other side of the short break.
Guys, please subscribe our channel. Please subscribe for next live. And don't go, I starting another live. Please subscribe.
बियर्ड स्टाइलिंग आसान होती अगर ज्यादा हाथ हो, पर ये पॉसिबल कहाँ? इसीलिए फिलिप्स वन ब्लेड। It's a revolution. One blade styles, trims, shaves. Join the one blade revolution. New Philips One Blade. There's always a way to make life better. Innovation and you, Philips.
Champions across road race conditions. The tedious of agility or serious with this gene fuel injection. Performance Evolution. RTR Revolution. Racing DNA. Unleashed.
पटाने खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
9 to 5 job, अरे 5 to 9 job, भागो all the time job. The roaming वाला job, the deadline वाला job, or are you living in the market वाला job?
जिंदगी में मौके ही मौके हैं। अपनी मर्जी से जॉब चुनिए, अपनी इच्छा अनुसार कमाइए, बन जाइए LIC एजेंट। ये है जॉब से बढ़कर, ये है करियर इंश्योरेंस। अपना बॉस खुद बनिए, बन जाइए LIC एजेंट। अब लाइफ सेट है।
बिना छुट्टियों की तेरा सबको खिलाना मौका प्यार कुर्बानियों से तेरा जायका बढ़ाना मौका प्यार बाकी हाथों का प्यार यही नाम है
Powered by Gimbal Stabilization with X50 series. Photography redefined. Vivo.
This match is brought to you by Expedia, UEFA Champions League sponsors. Welcome back. The only two previous winners left in this season's competition go face to face. It's Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. The previous 3 times they met in the knockout stages, the winners went on to lift the trophy. Joffrey Mathieu is still with me, and Joffrey, you think that could still be maintained that the winner from tonight actually lifts the trophy eventually?
Yeah, probably we are facing today the advanced final, no? Of course, we have a good team, PSG, tomorrow with City too.